Hi, Amber. Can you hear us all right?
Hi, yes, I can, Mayor.
Okay, very good. We'll get going here in about 30 seconds. All right, it is 5:30. We'll call this July 20th Board of Works meeting order. If you'll please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very good. Thank you very much. Clerk Treasurer Price, can you please call roll? Present.
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 Very good. Next item of business is going to be the meeting minutes submitted to the Board of Works for July 6th. First of all, entertain a motion to discuss the July 6th meeting minutes.
So moved.
All right, I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. I'll open the floor for discussion. Is there any additions, subtractions, corrections to the submitted meeting minutes for July 6th?
No, I wasn't here, but I read over them. It was fine.
Yeah, I didn't see any.
All right, here now I'll call vote. All in favor of approving the July 6th Board of Works meeting minutes, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Yeah, you were here via Zoom. So,
Not on Board of Works, so I wasn't.
oh, just council, wasn't it?
Just council.
All right, next item of business is going to be the claims for July 20th, totaling $743,216.02. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. All right, I'll open the floor for any questions, discussion regarding the submitted claims totaling $743,216.02. Any questions from the board?
Well, I noticed the one that one was a CD
Yes.
renewal.
We had the CD renewal, so it wasn't actually funds that were expended, it's just that CD was renewed. And the renewal for that was $358,940.54. So the actual total for claims was $384,275.48 that was expended, so.
I don't think in years past those were posted on a docket, so that's something that should have been, because it's technically not an expenditure, but it is a city function that needs to be in a public document. So
This was on a form, so it will be up for renewal again in November. So when fire territory decides what they want to do with it, if they renew it again, you'll see another one of those claims be able to do that CD.
all right. Any further discussion or questions from the board regarding the claims submitted for July 20th?
No.
All right, here none, I'll call vote. All in favor of approving the claims totaling $743,216.02, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
And I have an aye, motion carries. Next item of business is going to be the Indiana Bacon Festival street closure request. I believe here we have Mr. Randy Strasser.
One and only.
The one and only former Mayor Randy Strasser. Floor is yours.
Indiana Bacon Festival would like to continue on with Bacon Festival this year and do road closures as they've done in the past. West side of the courthouse on Market Street, Franklin Street, from Market all the way to a half a block east of Washington. And then Washington Street from a half a block north of Franklin Street all the way to the traffic light and the main street from Indy
Is this the same roads as previous years, correct? No changes?
No.
Okay. To simplify the motion, I guess, but so,
We anticipate, starting on Friday night, just to make sure that you're aware that restrooms will be in the alleyways again. Off of, we check, I know it's off of Washington Street and then again on.
There's one off the Union too, right? Is there? Oh, that's what I meant.
yeah.
Franklin.
What time will they be closing? I know they close a bit early and that's usually right around the courthouse closing. So what time will they be closing the street to where nobody can park there and exit that area?
5, 6 o'clock.
Okay. Okay.
What date is what day is the Bacon Fest? Oh, on the August.
So a lot of the materials and everything are gonna end up being delivered like a day or two before that. So we'll have locations for those to be dropped and everything, so as soon as we have, I'll get back in touch with you guys and let you know where those locations are gonna be.
Any questions for Randy from the board before we?
Is there any paperwork or anything that you need signed from us?
As long as the roads themselves have not changed, we have that from years past, but yeah.
So just to clarify, just for documentation purposes, August 21st was Friday night, closing approximately 5 to 6 p.m. and all day Saturday on the 22nd. And then reopening Sunday morning.
We should have everything open back up, by Sunday morning
Okay.
in most places.
I just want to make sure in case somebody were to ask that question or call or.
Yeah, I think they usually try to at least get it open and put it off to the side where they can get the public traveling back through. So,
Generally, when your tents get picked up, so those are the street, the big tent.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll get a motion on the floor to discuss the street closure request for the 2027 Indiana Bacon Festival.
Motion to approve the road closures for the 2026 Bacon Fest.
All right. I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any questions or discussion from the board? So we'll call it 5 o'clock. That way, when we put it out to the businesses and all that, I think we've made some improvements on giving them an advance warning. That way we can just set the time at 5. That's when the courthouse closes. So that'll work out well. Last year, I know they started a little bit early and we got a lot of phone calls. So we could keep it at 5. And,
5 o'clock.
yep. So, okay. Anything else from you?
Here, I know that it ends up being a drain on resources and everything, but, all in all, as long as it's been going on and ever since it started and everything, it's always, I think, a huge benefit for the community and everything. And, Dick Bradshaw, I was talking to him last year about it and asked him, it's a lot of work. As Julia knows.
Yeah. She knows.
But, Dick made a comment. He said, ever since Bacon Fest started, there's actually organizations working together from all over the county now that wasn't happening before.
Mhm.
So just the collaboration that's going, it's built relationships just countywide, and that's what is good for a volunteer base. So
Yeah.
anyway, we appreciate the city of Delphi's help and everything you guys do for it too.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. We'll call vote. All in favor of approving the Indiana Bacon Fest street closure request submitted by the Carroll County Chamber of Commerce, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Yeah, it is a lot of work, but it's a fun event and brings a lot of people to the community. They talk about it everywhere I go around the state for conferences. That's the one thing that they always remember is, hey, what's that event you guys have every year, bacon something? So
Get your second shot, Dave. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are one of our sponsors. All right, next item of business is going to be the 2026 water loss agreement. It's something we do every year with BF&S. We got Dave Buck here from Butler Fairman. Dave, you want to give us a quick overview of what this consists of?
Sure. Indiana code required water utilities that validate their water loss or produce an annual report, but every other year it has to be audited and validated by a third party validation. So we have two different people in our company that work on this that are both licensed to do the audit and the validation. So we all done by individual. It's due every year, July 31st. So we're actually back against it. So we'll be already getting information from the clerk's office on billing and quantities and working with Greg and his staff to get the audit validation done. Submitted. So you have a task order before you. I believe the schedule in there is quite a bit longer than the time we actually have. But we getting for July 31st. In fact, I think close to this weekend, early next week. Getting it, Greg. It's for a lump sum fee of $12,400. Happy to answer any questions.
All right, can I get a motion on the floor to discuss or approve the 2026 water loss audit that will be performed by Butler Fairman?
I'll second it.
All right, any questions from the board for Mr. Buck or any comments? Again, it's something that has to be done. This all goes into our master system of what we're doing at the water utilities and how we can improve. And since I've been sitting in the seat, we've made several improvements where we catch things that we didn't know about. So to me, it's a good thing for the city that we could figure out our infrastructure needs and our capital improvements. So any discussion from the board? All right. Here now, I'll call vote. All in favor of approving the task order from Butler Fairman Seifert for the 2026 water loss audit, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Thank you, Dave. Next item of business is going to be Dave again. This is the 2026 oxidation ditch rehab agreement. Let Dave give you a brief description on this. It's a project that's well overdue for its time. So, Dave.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, a little funny. Oxidation ditch, not a ditch.
Yeah.
I was going to say, where's this ditch?
Yeah, we just copied it right off the thing. So I thought the same. Yeah.
Kind of a long lead time item, so there's a lot of equipment that's I believe been ordered directly by the utility. But there's design, shop drawing review, and a lot of detail on technical things that we really need to make sure that we match the existing systems and work, and then obviously install correctly. So this covers our administration of that effort, working with the wastewater utility, design and calculation review by ourselves and this equipment supplier, procurement assistance both for the equipment itself, but also the contractor that eventually will need to be hired to do the install work, coordinating with electrical and mechanical needs. Then during construction administration, review those shop drawings as they're submitted, and comment with any deficiencies, make corrections, answer any questions during construction, and then it also includes a budget for on-site construction inspection during the installation of itself. Targeting that happen over the fall. It's really lead time is when the equipment's going to be here. But leading up to that expected delivery date, we'll go through the procurement process to hire a contractor and total compensation. It's not a lump sum fee of $89,500. Within that is a $30,000 hourly by discussion. Don't know for sure, but assuming it's somewhere about 3 months plus or minus structural requirements. There's a couple different projects that we haven't identified yet. So I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Let me first get a motion on the floor to discuss the proposed task order from Butler Fairman for the 2026 oxidation ditch rehab project.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Yeah, so this project is, once we completed the clarifier project, there's been a lot of engineering reports submitted for how we can upgrade the wastewater facility. There's definitely a lot of work that needs to be done, and this is a smaller phase to what was proposed a couple years ago, but we're doing it in increments. And myself, Dick Van Tickle, and Butler Fairman have had several meetings discussing this, and it's something that is going to help the city of Delphi, and it's going to help us with our IDEM reports and everything included with what we do at that plant. So this is a project that's well over, not would say overdue, but the time is here to do it, and a lot of work's been put into it, and I think it'll be really we have to do it. There's the equipment's failing, and Dick is doing a great job. Dick and his crew is doing a great job of kind of patching those small repairs, but you can only do that for so long. So it's time to upgrade our facility, not upgrade, but repair it. And of course, all that has to work with what we have now. And having 3 clarifiers and their right equipment, you can't just put parts and pieces on it. It's all got to match and work consistently. So any questions or comments for Dave from the board? All right. Hearing none. Thank you, Dave. I'll call vote. All in favor of approving the proposed task order submitted by Butler Fairman for the 2026 oxidation ditch rehab project, signify by saying aye. Aye. And I'm an aye. Motion carries. Thank you, sir. Next item of business is going to be the Delphi Main Street street closure request. I believe they have to. No.
No.
Oh,
no.
you already did that. This is the second part. Yeah.
This is
It's,
actually.
yeah, this is
Zach, the real lady.
okay. So different hat. I
Different hat.
put you down.
In an effort to encourage residents in the city of Delphi to capitalize on all of the visitors we have in Delphi during Old Settlers, we would like to request that we waive garage sale fees. So the permit fee is $1 a day per garage sale.
$1 per garage sale to last no more than 3 days.
Gotcha.
So if they did it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they would need one permit for $1.
A total $1 for
Mhm.
3 days.
Yes.
Boof.
That's another issue. Anyway, no, we would just like to request that we waive the garage sale fees during Old Settlers time. And that way people maybe we can advertise citywide garage sales
Sure.
and things like that. So that's what I'm requesting.
Make a motion that we approve the waiver of the garage sale fees for the duration of Old Settlers. Said Bacon Fest.
Dates are
August 6th through the 8th.
All right. I have a motion on the floor. Is there a second? I'll open it up for any further discussion or questions from Julia Leahy. I like it.
Don't we do this every year? I can't
I
remember.
think it's informal.
It's
Yeah,
informal, but
I-
last year we didn't, and I don't know that it was in a public meeting. But if anybody came in, I think clerk's office said, "Look, we do this every year during Old Settlers." And
I thought we did it every year.
honestly, I think it's a good idea. I don't know how many during Bacon Fest, but it's the same atmosphere. You got a lot of people in town that's here, and they might want to walk around the city and buy some goodies. So,
Well, here I'm gonna amend my motion then.
okay.
I'm gonna amend my previous motion to include Bacon Fest as
Okay.
well. So
On Friday and Saturday or just
it's
Saturday?
Friday. It's actually that weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, it ultimately
So
this
the
save
21st,
helps us.
2nd, and 23rd for Bacon Fest, and then 6th, 7th, and 8th for Old Settlers.
You got all those dates stamped, don't you?
Yeah. Well, he just
Yeah.
said the 22nd, so like that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember.
Friday, Saturday,
it makes
Sunday.
sense.
So you're doing the 21st, 22nd, 23rd?
yes,
Okay.
yes, that whole weekend.
Yeah. We have a spring cleanup every year, and this is another chance for people that don't want to put it out on the curb. They can maybe make $5-10 from an item that would be sitting out that we don't have to pick up. later on in the year. So I think it works hand in hand. So any further discussion or questions from the board for Julia Leahy?
Nope.
All right, here now I'll call vote. All in favor of approving waiving the fees. Clerk Treasurer Price has the dates for Old Settlers as well as Bacon Fest. Signify by saying aye. And I'm an aye.
And then one more request, we talk about garage sale fees for a whole dollar, is would you entertain the idea of exploring the idea of getting rid of this said dollar? It probably costs the clerk's office more than $1 to process. Just a hunch,
Well,
it's paperwork,
you're not wrong.
it's all
So,
of that.
I
so.
think the reason why it was set in place is because at one point we had people who had perpetual garage
Sure.
sales like all year long. They would just leave their stuff out. And I think that's where that came into play, was setting that. And I think we would probably have to amend an
You'd have
ordinance
to
or
do
something.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably the reason why it was set into place, is because we had people who had stuff setting out all year long and they're like, oh, well, I'm having a garage sale. And then it got to be to the point where they were ordinance violations where people were not cleaning up their property and these were out there and it just looked, you know what I'm saying? Like their properties were like unkept and, well, I'm having a garage sale. So I think that's probably where that whole thing came.
Yeah, I
into
don't think
place.
it's a money thing by any means.
No, not at all. So I think it
So-
was one of those things that was set into place that if, you have a garage sale, you need to have it.
It's just documented and then we know when.
Yeah, to avoid having that. So it would be completely up to the board whether you want to get rid of it or if you want to keep it in place so as to kind of keep a handle on that happening.
And that would be a,
Right, and assuming you continue with, code enforcement, things like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we've already had,
Between trash on your lawn versus garage.
Right, right.
I get
Yeah.
that.
And I don't
Right.
want to get rid of it.
Yeah,
just
we've
because
had-
we need to make sure, I don't want to sit there and have people have flea markets and they're going.
Use that as
Well,
an-
right.
yeah, we've had a few that's left them up all year already. So
Since it started, so I can't even tell you.
it's essentially just a documentation
Yeah.
thing. So
What you're put into place,
Yep.
so.
Or when it turned them yellow, that's how old.
yeah, it's been around for a while. Yeah.
So it's just a
Right,
thought,
right.
so I understand the need, but I thought, okay, if there's a way to make a change, that would be more impactful, and we should look at that, it's raising the fees or whatever, so. Total other discussion, but anyway,
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
things-
Anything further?
no.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. That is all our business matters for the evening. And we had the Main Street Market this weekend. It was a hot weekend. We had the fair last week. So just that time of year where the kids are getting ready to come back to school. So we ask the public to please be careful driving through the city streets. The Child Safety Initiative is still in full force, and we're trying to do everything we can to make sure the kids are safe on our streets. This morning, the Carroll County Commissioners approved the 10-ton weight limit on Hamilton Street Bridge that is now fully in effect, and signs have been placed. It is a full-blown ordinance now. So we're making headway on the dump trucks. It doesn't look like it some days because new companies are coming in that are choosing to follow Google Maps, but we are pulling them over, and plenty of signs, plenty of message boards out there. So baby steps, but we're getting there. All right. Any questions or further comments from the board?
Do we have any idea if Norfolk Southern is going to come in and address Main Street crossing? Because there's a giant hole there now.
Yes, I have contacted them and they state that they will not because I have to close the road.
Yeah.
So they are waiting for the construction of the bridge to be completed. So I did ask, could they do some repairs? And I have not got a response, but while I'm in a conference this week, I do plan on talking to a couple of reps to see if that could possibly happen, because eventually it's going to pop some tires.
Well, I just didn't want them to magically show up and then close that down. Then we have, because they're going to do what they want to do because of the
Right.
road. So
When they started saw cutting, that was right at the time that the bridge was closed, and I went, oh boy.
Yep.
So I went in a panic mode, reaching out to Norfolk. So I hope you don't plan on closing this now. So I don't know why they saw cut it so early, but it's now loosened up the entire
there's a crater
asphalt.
there.
Yeah.
There's a crater.
So the only good thing is it slows people down, but it's a little bit too rough. So I will reach out to them again tomorrow or Wednesday and see what we can figure out with them. But ultimately, that is not we did get a couple requests in the message box downstairs, which We do not have authority. Actually, we cannot touch that area. We can't put asphalt in it. We cannot do any kind of construction or even be on it. We found that out in years past when we tried filling a pothole, and that was something they can actually fine us for. So, but we have a pretty good relationship with them. We'll see what they can do. Clerk Treasurer Price, any comments? Public comments? Amber?
No, thank you.
Okay, here none. There's just one last motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
And I'm an aye. This Board of Works meeting is adjourned at 5:54. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Amber.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You as well.
Thank you.